Elsewhere on Monday Night Raw, as Scott alluded to earlier, Becky Hogan. That narrative, that word has been a topic of discussion on the internet for quite some time. And Becky kind of killed that noise last week via her appearance on the Raw Recap podcast. And she came out there this past Monday night and she got it together the way I knew that she would eventually. I had my concerns at WrestleMania because of how my girl Bayley was treated, but Becky basically said, I am who you say I am. I said, go ahead, Eminem. Go ahead, bars, because I have been here for a long time. And I thought that you guys loved me and I loved you. We was on this ride together. You had my back on my ascent towards main eventing WrestleMania in New Jersey, becoming two belts, Becky two belts. Y'all was on that journey with me, but then y'all got mad when I was winning. Y'all got mad when I was on top because that's what y'all do. Like when I'm on top now, you get mad. And now you get mad because I'm older and I'm wiser and I'm supposed to be put out to pasture. That it's now time for Becky to step aside and let the young people get over. And I did that for a year. I listened to you. I sat at home and I relaxed. I was a mother. I was a wife. I chilled out and let the women's division flourish. And now that I'm back, what y'all want me to do? Just sit back, relax, and let other people take my spot? No. So if you think I'm over pushed, I'm overbooked, well, I'm going to be those things you think I am. I'm here to take spots. I'm here to take championships. I'm here to take names. I'm here to basically hold down this division that you alleged I was doing before I left last year. So here I am, as I am. And there's nothing that you can do about it. I loved that energy because the first couple of weeks I was getting screaming Becky and there was little nuance and cadence to it. This Becky is locked in, more serious and speaking her truth because she is saying a lot of facts that if I'm over 30 as a woman, then I should step aside and let the younger generation take over. Now I'm in my prime and I'm not done yet and I have more to do. I'm not mad at that. And at the same time, when people really need to open their eyes and realize it, as I keep saying, that she comes back to elevate everybody around her. Lyra, for example, when Bayley comes back, she's going to elevate Bayley and enhance their feud that's brimming and bubbling over. And there are so many ladies on this roster that will be elevated and helped by Becky, who's a giver. It's going to matter. But she's leaning into the narrative that she's a taker. And I love that. Turn that Becky Hogan bullshit on its head because that's exactly what it is, bullshit.
Yeah, we talked about it for a while, as far as Becky Lynch goes and what she's been able to do, and how regardless of how something starts when it comes to Becky Lynch, that end product is always comes out looking better than it did going in. Bianca Belair is a prime example of that, and we can all question the 30-second pinfall, and still not the biggest fan of it, but when we got that finished product after WrestleMania, Bianca standing tall, they have that moment together, then them two are standing together. Like there's a lot to that. At SummerSlam, and then we had she's always giving somebody something, like you mentioned, and she wins matches as she's supposed to, because your top person is not supposed to just be taking losses. That's not how you keep somebody fresh. One of the biggest arguments for WWE for the longest time, especially under Vince, was the 50-50 stuff. How nobody was presented as special. Nobody was presented as strong. If they won one week, you knew they were going to get that win back 2 weeks later in a tag match right before their title match. And Becky Lynch kind of didn't roll like that. You may get some beatdowns, but you're not just beating the man randomly for no reason, unless there's a purpose, unless you are planned on being elevated. And that's how it should be. And, we look at a Charlotte Flair and we destroy her because she wants to protect her name. Same thing with Becky Lynch, because she wants to protect her name. And that's all they're doing. And it's no different than what the men do. The men want to protect their name, and these women are doing the same thing. The main event scene in the men's side is At the youngest, 35 and up.
Mm-hmm.
At the youngest right now, it's 35 and up. And like Charlotte and Becky may be two of the older women on the roster, but they are by far two of the best women on the roster. And let's just cut the women part out of it. They're two of the best overall performers on the entire roster, period. And let's not play with Becky Lynch's name either. Like, she's not just somebody who's won the title a couple times or who's closed out Raw a couple times. That's Becky Lynch, the man. That is the first women's main event to close out a WrestleMania. There can only be one first. There can only be one first, and then everybody else just has to follow their lead. And that was her. We talk about Sasha and Bianca and the history that they made. They still had to follow a lead. That's the man. So we need to stop playing with her name when it comes to the Becky Hogan stuff. And I'm with you. And I say they really hammer home this story. Man, go get me an up and coming young baby face that you know that people love, and I would have Becky just destroy her on Monday Night Raw. Just destroy her. You want to call me Becky Hogan? Watch what I start doing for real. I, I love it, and I'm here for it because it's nonsense. And if y'all want to play with nonsense, then I'm gonna give you. This is like I tell my kids. You start crying for no reason, I'm gonna give you a reason to cry. That's what I was told when I was a kid. I'm passing it down, and that's what Becky Lynch is telling y'all in the wrestling ring. You want to cry? Now I'm gonna give you a reason to cry.
You want to hate on me? Here's a reason to hate on me. Y'all gonna
There
hate
you
on me
go.
every chance y'all get, every Monday Night Raw, every PLE. Y'all not gonna like me because y'all was saying all this shit about me, talking about me holding down talent when I elevated Bianca Belair, when I elevated Tiffany Stratton, when I elevated Lyra Valkyria, even before Liv Morgan became the Liv Morgan she is today. I got the ball rolling on that 2 years ago. I saw the vision because when I came back, I wanted to work with her because what was she doing before I left? Not much. Like I had to literally come back, have a baby, and say, okay, let me go pick up where I left off because y'all are not pushing Liv. I see something in her. Let me get her to the next level. Rhea Ripley winning at WrestleMania last year, and they were both nervous and they were both sick, and that match could have been a lot better if nerves and illness did not play a role in it. But she helped along that way too to get Rhea over as well. Trish Stratus, her last run in WWE, one of her best matches ever was against Becky Lynch inside of a steel cage. Like the Becky Lynch effect is real in a very positive way. And what's so funny is that when she became the man, they wanted her to be a heel. They wanted her to be hated. They tried to make her the bad guy, and the fans, you guys, fought back against it. And now you can't see through what she's doing, what she has done. And that narrative, I'm so glad Becky latched onto it and said, listen, if you call me this, I'm going to be it now. I'm going to be your worst nightmare. And at the same time, guess what? I'm going to keep doing elevating everyone around me because that's what I do. Because I'm going to leave this place better than I found it. And I got future main eventers coming behind me that can main event a WrestleMania, that can main event PLEs consistently when I'm gone. And I appreciate Big E for having the platform to say what he said about the double standard of, oh my God, if you're a woman over 35, you got to be put out the pasture. And one of those reasons was because we find out via Dave Meltzer that Dakota Kai's release was contingent on her age because she's 37. I didn't know she was 37 until the article dropped. And if that's a factor as to why she got cut, that's ridiculous to me because guys 40, 45 are in championship main events. We have a dude that's 48 years old as your WWE champion, but I don't hear y'all crying about that. So why should the women who are in their 30s be put down as if they're old yeller? I don't understand that narrative. And I'm glad that Biggie spoke about it and they had that conversation during the pre-show because now I want WWE to reassess what they're doing when it comes to their releases and how they handle the female talent, specifically Charlotte and Becky and Bianca, who's in her 30s too. So God forbid you're in your 30s like Bailey is as well, Are you too old to be pushed? The answer is absolutely not. Because if you're in this business and you're still in your prime, you should go for championships, period. Because the men do. Cut that shit. I love it. Be loud enough to say, hey, what you're trying to do, stop it.